I'm pretty damn handy on a four-wheeler.
Any sort of aftermath there to all of that?
No, just, I was embarrassed about it, and I think everybody's okay. But I mean, you go out there on the biggest night, in wrestling, and you end up like that. It's not the greatest day at the office. You go out there and you want to give people the best show that you can, and when you fall short of that, it's not great.
Give me a hell yeah. All right, we're going to talk about Stone Cold Steve Austin. He went on Ariel Helwani's show. He's going to discuss why he really crashed the ATV at WrestleMania 41 and others at the interview here at Toxic Reign Scandal, a.k.a. KDH.
I'm tired of being humble. I'm tired of letting people think they got a chance. The tribal chief is head and shoulders above everybody.
All right, guys. Hey, we at the locker room. Toss Ring Scandal here. Turnbuckle King in the building. We will talk about why Stone Cold Steve Austin really crashed the ATV. What's his excuse now? Let's get the lights as we come to the locker room. We about to air some dirty laundry. Now, for those you don't know, Stone Cold Steve Austin is the two-time Hall of Famer, six-time WWE champion, legend in WWE. He crashed the ATV at WrestleMania 41. Bump into the fan, the barricade, the whole story, her getting upset and everything else. Now, I did a video on this before. I said that Stone Cold may have been under the influence when he was crashed the ATV. However, Stone Cold recently did an interview with Ariel Helwani on his podcast, and he talks about the real reason why he crashed the ATV. Now, Stone Cold Steve Austin, he said that the reason that he crashed into it because the mechanical reasons it was off. It was a little bit different, due to the ATV that he is not used to driving. That could play a factor. We're going to play the interview, not just about the ATV. He also talks about how he was offered $1 million to be on Logan Paul's Prime mascot costume, which he did turn down as well. But we're gonna get into it shortly. And some other reasons why he is not going to be on WWE TV these days, and why he pretty much said at WrestleMania 38, his match against Kevin Owens will be his final match. But first off, we'll talk about that. But I believe Stone Cold Steve Austin, he can't really say why he really crashed the ATV. He has to give a political answer. But he speaks about that, and you can just tell, I don't know, guys. Something just off with his demeanor in these interviews. Stone Cold really got the WTF look on his face. I don't care look. Like, let's get this over with. Not just with this interview. I felt that same kind of vibe at the WWE 2025 Hall of Fame speech. With Bret Hart of the first match inducted to the WWE Hall of Fame. I don't know. Stone Cold don't seem like he cares about WWE these days. He seemed very nonchalant. He don't act gracious to be at WWE like The Undertaker does, or like other legends do. I don't get that. But we'll see more about here what Stone Cold Steve Austin said about the interview with Ariel Helwani here.
Fighting. What happened there?
Oh, just different throttle setup than what I'm normally used to. And about long story short, just different throttle system because I'm pretty damn handy on a four-wheeler.
Any sort of aftermath there to all of that?
No, just, I was embarrassed about it, and I think everybody's okay. But I mean, you go out there on the biggest night, in wrestling, and you end up like that. It's not the greatest day at the office. You go out there and you want to give people the best show that you can, and when you fall short of that, it's not great.
Speaking of unannounced appearances or whatnot, I was there a couple years ago in Texas when you and KO had the finale on night one, and I always wondered about something. If it was always the plan for it to turn into what it turned into, why wasn't it promoted as such? Because it was promoted as the KO show, right? It was promoted as the KO show, it was promoted as sort of like an interview, and then it ended up being almost like a full-blown match. And I wondered, wow, the reaction to the buildup would have been so great. Could you tell us how we got to that point, and was it always supposed to be like that?
No, just because, I mean, we were on uncharted waters when they came up with that. It was getting pretty close to, like briefly, hey man, if you want to be there, maybe we can figure you in. And I said, hey man, I'm getting my knee replaced. We'll see what happens, when that time comes. The time came, and I can't do much.
Logan Paul said on his podcast that he offered you a sum of money to dress up in a Prime bottle and you turned it down. Is that true?
Man, if he said that, I'm not going to call him a liar. And I just thought that was kind of personal business. But so since it's out there, yeah, I turned it down. I'm in the beer business. I sell Broken Skull beer, and we're in about 25 or 30 states. I don't know anything about his product. I don't know about the ingredients in it, if it's good, if it's bad, or whatever. So it wasn't my thing. So yeah, I turned it down just because I wasn't into it, and that's no disrespect to him or his product.
I saw the reaction to that news coming out after he said it, and I think it was like 99.9% people saying, thank God he turned it down. I don't think a lot of people, with all due respect to him and his product, which I have no issues with, I don't think people wanted to see you dressed up in a Prime bottle.
No, man, it just that's not my gimmick, And like I said, he's doing really well. Obviously he's hustling and he's going and getting it, and more power to him. It just it wasn't.
I don't know. After hearing what he said about the ATV, are you guys buying into what Stone Cold's saying? Because I am not buying it. I still gonna stand by what I originally said in my last video. That man was under the influence. He had too many of those Broken Skull Ranchers beers that he is promoting. That's his beer. And also, he talked about declining the Logan Paul offer. He was irritated about that. If you listen to the interview, guys, he said, well, since this is public, it's like he did not want the public to know. He wanted to be private, because he did say private matters. So he said he was irritated even answering that question. And I will say, even though he looked irritated and didn't want to be bothered with anything, I agree. I'm glad he did not dress up in that costume in the Prime bottle at WrestleMania, because that really would have made him look like a fool and everything else. But he's soon going to talk about why he is not seen on WWE TV these days, why he doesn't make that many appearances, and why WrestleMania 38 was his final match ever. Let's see what else more he had to say here.
The door is open. Do you not want to be one of those guys?
No, I don't want to hang around too long. But when I look back, I think your perspective on things that happen in the ring change kind of as you go down the road of life. When I look at some of the guys who maybe some people considered hanging around too long, I get the fact that, okay, maybe on one hand, financially, they didn't take care of themselves. But then also on the other hand, it's just, and probably more so, it's just they love the freaking business so much that they just don't want to get out of it. And I didn't have an exit strategy either. I just simply pulled the cord on myself, pulled the plug due to what was going on, doing my list of injuries, and I got out. But, a lot of people hang around just because they love that shit so much. And I just can't blame them for that. And that's just the way it is. But anytime I go out in front of a crowd, I kind of have a timer in my head about, leave them wanting more. Don't want them. You don't want to leave them wanting you less. Like, God dang, it was cool seeing Austin, but he stayed out there all freaking day. Jesus Christ, get him out, give him the hook. I don't want to be that guy when I'm going out there. So that's kind of the way it was with my career.
Now, I know for the WrestleMania 38 match, that was a last-minute deal. And that's one of the last couple of WrestleManias that was orchestrated by Vince McMahon and WWE before, the whole situation, him not being WWE no more. We already know the whole deal about that if you follow WWE. Meanwhile, Stone Cold said that he really didn't prepare for that match. It was a last-minute thing. If you guys remember for WrestleMania 38, that's the same WrestleMania where The Rock was reportedly alleged supposed to be there, and he backed out for whatever reason. We were supposed to get The Rock that year, and we didn't. It's also the same WrestleMania where Cody Rhodes returned to WWE after leaving WWE back in 2016. So I understand that it was a last-minute thing, and it was not heavily promoted, and Stone Cold was not in the best in-ring shape. Actually, honestly, in my opinion, he shouldn't have been in the ring in the first place. Kevin Owens pretty much carried him throughout the whole match due to him not wrestling 20 years, his age, and not having time to prepare. All that plays a factor, which I understand. What he said was 100% right. I just think he shouldn't have had that match. I would have liked it better if Stone Cold had his final match at WrestleMania 19 back in 2003 against The Rock for their third encounter at WrestleMania, which he did lose his final match at that particular time against The Rock, which The Rock did defeat him. But I will say that Stone Cold said also he don't make appearances because the crowd would be too tired of him. Honestly, he has a point, but I'm going to add more to it. Stone Cold is from the Attitude Era, and I don't count him as part of the Ruthless Aggression era. That's when he was fading out, and then he walked out. So his era is that's pretty much a blast of the past. So I agree he shouldn't be around. None of the, and I said it before, none of the Attitude Era guys, none of the Golden Age era guys should be around that much anymore because WWE is a whole different landscape now than it's ever been. It's at a wrestling boom at the highest that it's ever been. So seeing Stone Cold on a regular basis or any other legends of his era or eras before him would not make any sense. So again, Stone Cold was right on that part, but other than what Stone Cold said, which I do agree with, or why he shouldn't appear on TV that much these days, Stone Cold, let's cut it. You don't want to be on TV, no way. Yeah, like you don't want to be bothered with WWE. He seemed like he got that old grumpy man thing, like he don't want to do anything. He's not interested. He's not enthusiastic about it. And I don't want to hear what you guys say in the comments. Stone Cold, 60 years old. He's old. He did what he had to do in the wrestling business. And yada, yada, yada. He slaved his body. He did blood, sweat, tears. Yeah, and yeah. We get it. We know he put in all the hard work. We know he had the bad knees. He had the knee replacement in his neck. I know he had a bad neck. I'm just saying, as a whole, he does not seem enthusiastic to be on WWE TV. That's all I'm saying. If you do look at legends like Triple H, he's had to be on TV when he's not backstage. The Undertaker's happy to be on TV. Shawn Michaels is happy to be on TV. You know, I bet you if Kane came back, you know, from when he did his era, you know, of the Attitude Era, because he's now the mayor, he will be happy to be on TV. I'm just saying, Kurt Angle's another one. Stone Cold don't seem like he cares about WWE at all. He just want to, you know, live his private life, which is fine. That's why I said keep this man away from WWE television. And if you agree with that, give me a hell yeah, because that's the way it should be. And I respect everything he's done for the wrestling business. I know he's one of the biggest needle movers ever for the Attitude Era, merchandise, product. I know he played a part in WWE defeating WCW back in Attitude Era. I get all of that before you guys put that in my comment section. I know what he's done for wrestling business. I know he's done that. I'm just saying he comes off now as a grumpy old man who don't want to be bothered. He seems like he don't give a damn. I'm just going by his mannerisms, his body language, just the way he talks. That's just how he comes off. I don't care how old he is. I don't care what he's done. That's just the vibe I get from him, and it's kind of coming off as cringe right now at this point. But anywho, that's all I had regarding why Stone Cold Steve Austin really crashed the ATV and why he made that lame excuse of why he crashed the ATV at WrestleMania 41. You guys let me know what you think about the whole situation. With Stone Cold, you agree with what he said in the interview or you disagree? Check out the comments here, Toxic Race Scandal, aka KDH. Until then, guys, you already know what it is at this point. It's OUT.